Hello YouTubers, today I'm going to be teaching you how to play The Brains, Enjoy the Silence. It's a Depeche Mode song, I hope I said that right. A great introduction to the band. I know it's a cover, a lot of you would probably like to hear some of their original stuff, but this is going to be great fun. It's got some great psychobilly guitar chops and a great lead break as well. I'm going to be teaching all of it to you. Whether you're a Patreon or not, you're going to get the full lesson. That's what I usually do. But if you do join the Patreon, you'll get the sound slice video where the tab will scroll along with the playthroughs, so that's a great feature. And if you are using that, please jump over to the YouTube and leave a comment. If you're watching it, just leave a comment. Make sure you hit like, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I do heaps of these videos. I've got a lot of stuff out there, and there's plenty more to come. Before I continue on, I just want to thank Robin Pfeiffer, Natalie Kobalak, John Stachnik, Nicholas Alvarez, Stevie MC, Michael Gillespie, George Hom, and Ian Hollister for joining the Patreon recently. Really appreciate it. Guys, there's so much stuff coming up. I've actually got some Hollow Ghost coming up as well. I've got the full transcription of Spanish Moon, which is crazy. It's a huge song, so really looking forward to that. And some other various stuff from other genres, rockabilly, and I've got some swing and jazz stuff coming up as well. So I like to cover a bit of everything. You guys probably are familiar with that if you've seen other videos on my channel. But here today we are gathered, sounds like a funeral, for Psychobilly. So let's get to work. Okay, so obviously you want to bring the original song up, but I'm going to play through the sections at full speed, break it down, and then I'll play through at a nice slow speed for you to get the feel. Here we go. So this is the intro. I'm just going to play the A section first, or what I've marked as A on the transcription, and then we're going to look at the verse after that. So here we go. Okay, so it's not super hard. There's nothing extremely hard about this first part. There's a lot of things that are extremely cool about it. But yeah, so basically we start with the 8th fret on the 6th string and we play a power chord from there. So that's a C5. And just let that ring, nice and easy. Plenty of overdrive, folks. You definitely want a bit of overdrive there. Great if you've got a Gretsch or something like that. But of course, you can do it with anything. Telecaster, maybe a little bit more drive, a bit more bass. Les Paul, maybe bring up the treble, pull the mids down a little, etc. Play around with it, get a good tone. You can do it. So we play that C5, we let it ring, and then we go to an E flat 5, which is just a power chord from the 6th fret there on the 5th string. Then we return back to the C5, but this time when we do the E flat 5, we want to put our first finger across to the 6th string as well. Okay, and we get that really thick sound, what we call a stacked 5th, because this is an E flat, that's the 5th, that's a 5 chord, and this is that's a B flat, that's a B flat too. Okay, so that's an E flat 5, but it's a little fatter like that, so make sure you do that. That'll sound really cool, only the second time, so leave it out. Great, and that's really clever because it's left room for something. Sometimes it's what you don't play that can make things good by then what you do play, etc. So then the next thing we do is we play those 2 chords, the C5 and the E flat 5, but with the extra note on the 6th string there, so 6, 6, 8, 8, with this rhythm. And that rhythm, if I slow that right down for you, goes down, down, up, down. Just quite quickly. It's called a gallop. Okay, made famous by Iron Maiden, I believe. Okay, and of course with palm muting, if it's too dead, you don't want that. Go a little bit more towards the bridge. We're just putting our palm on the strings where they meet the bridge, basically, and adjust left and right until it sounds right. That would be no palm muting. That's some palm muting. That's probably too much now, and a little bit dead, so play around with that. Yeah, notice I didn't do that note the first time, and it didn't sound anywhere near as fat, so keep that in mind. So this is basically just the introduction, marked A on your transcription. Bars 1 through till up till 9. Now, what I've done here, there's a second guitar that comes in. And that is what I've done on the transcription is I've left out the rhythm the second time around. I guess you could call it the third time around, and instead I've got you to play that little lick. So you can choose at that point whether you want to keep playing the rhythm or you want to play this little lick. And that little lick here is on the 10th fret. So it's 10, 12 on the 4th string, then 10, 8, then 8 on the 4th string. That's a B flat, by the way. G there on the 5th string, 10th fret, then do that again. So very simple, okay, and this is just in C minor more or less. C, D, C, B flat, G, B flat, G. That's everything in that introduction, and then we get to the verse. Marked B on the transcription, okay, and I'm going to play through that now. The verse. Okay, and that's the next section that I've got transcribed under B. So what happens here, I like to do a little full C minor chord just to introduce these parts. I think it sounds really good when we go like that. And you sort of let it ring and then go into your gallop on that same chord like that. Because in the song there's a second guitar that goes, and sure, it rings out, but we're trying to treat this as a one guitar piece for you to play and combine the things. So what you could do is just give that chord a strum, then go into your gallop, which is what the verse is doing. The same rhythm that you're using in the introduction, okay? So it starts with the C5 or C minor. Strum a full C minor, 8, 10, 10, 8, 8, 8, bar that right across, okay? And then shoot into your gallop. So 1, 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a, okay? And then we go to the E flat with the 6th string there as well, and we play the same rhythm. Okay, and then we go to the A flat 5, and that's 2 bars of that A flat 5 chord. Okay, and then you don't have to do that big C minor chord, by the way. You don't have to do it. It's something I threw in there. You could just. So the A flat 5, by the way, that's 4, 6, and 6. Well, I'll tell you, there's something we do with that in a moment. But we play that all through once, second time. As we get to the end of the second time, moving towards the chorus, what we want to do there is what I like to call opening it up a little bit into a bigger strum without the palm muting. And a big part of that is actually making sure you're playing a full A flat major chord. So we've got 6, did I say 6? I should say 4, 6, 6, 5, 4, 4. Play the full A flat bar chord and you can open up a little. So, and how I do that is I just kind of relax the wrist, I bring the palm up a little, and I just get a little more focus across all 6 strings. Just like that, okay? And that takes us to the chorus, which on your transcription will be marked C. So the chorus goes like this. It's not a hugely long song. It only goes for about 2 minutes. There's not a massive amount of parts. So you can kind of achieve a lot in this very short song. There's a lot of really cool stuff. So now we get some full minor chords. And this is one of the things I always loved about Psychobilly. When I was younger and I got into it, it was hearing full chords. That's a really important part of Psychobilly, in my opinion. A lot of the old school stuff, definitely doesn't so much use full chords or might be a bit skinnier, and that's a cool sound as well, but it's different, especially kind of the newer school stuff or elements of the old school stuff using full chords, like obviously the Restless stuff, you know, that guy's got some really cool fat twangy chords that are going on. Anyhow, so the chorus goes like this. How cool is that? How spooky is that? Obviously, this is a Depeche Mode song, but the Brains' treatment of it is just sublime. Absolutely love it. What we're doing here, F minor chord, 8, 10, 10, 9, 8. Okay, so that's a minor chord. If you're having trouble with these, a few tips: get right up against the fret. Okay, get your make sure your third finger's on the tip and your pinky's on the tip and your second are all on the tip. Okay, and try and find the sweet spot with your hand. If your thumb's up here, you're gonna find it impossible. Get that thumb under, get that first finger nice and flat. Okay, and just work at it. You know, the muscles are gonna come along very quickly if you practice it regularly. If your hand's getting sore, well, take a break, but it's a good sign you've practiced enough, because you will get stronger muscles on that chord, especially in a few days. So keep it up. So this is the F minor. Then we go up to an A flat, 11th fret, 13th fret, 13th fret, and 13th fret. So you can do it like an A chord with the bar at the back, or play the 11th fret there on the A string, and the A flat's an A flat, and then just third finger can just flatten down right across the 13th fret on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. Don't hit the first string. If you do that, it won't sound good. I'd rather tell you to aim for the 3rd string, and if you hit the 2nd string, great. If you don't, no big deal. Better than aiming for the 2nd and hitting the 1st, if that makes sense. So, okay, so then the next thing that we do after that is... What is the next thing? Where's my chart gone there? So, oh, it's over here. Okay, so after we play that A flat, we go to the C minor chord. You already learnt that before. And then from here, we go to an E flat. And the E flat is the same as the A flat major. I should say E flat major, because we're playing the full major chord now. That is 6, 8, 8, and 8. Now, the funny thing is, you might think that that's actually an A flat chord, because, and this tricked me at the start, I kept wanting to play... I kept wanting to go back to that A flat major, because the bass goes... something like that. I think that the bass line somewhere along those lines, it keeps hitting that A flat over the E flat chord, and it kind of blows your mind a little bit, because you're like, whoa, is it A flat or E flat? And you end up with this kind of a sound. It's really cool. I don't know if it was deliberate, but man, it sounds really cool, and it's one of the things that I love about Psychobilly. Look, some of you guys might know, I'm really into all kinds of music, and I spend time arranging, you know, jazz tunes and stuff. I'm really into old music and putting really creative music stuff together, and the way music works, blah, blah, blah. So that stuff really interests me, because things happen in punk and rock that you just can't quite equate, and I think that's sometimes amazes me just as much as when I see something like Thelonious Monk's Around Midnight, and all the colours that he's very, very carefully used and very intellectually used. So anyway, that's just a little bit about me. Enough of that. Let's back to you and learning. So from here, they're all the chords of the chorus except the last one. So we go... Then they repeat from the F minor. Play the C minor, and then drop back to a B major. 7, 9, 9, 8, 7, 7. If you've got a Bigsby, give it some attention. And I love that. That's just cool. It's kooky, sounds great. That's the whole chorus, guys. Nothing extremely hard, but if you're getting comfortable with bar chords, this song will push you a little bit, which is a great thing. Okay, so the good news is, the next part of the song, we go through the entire song again, more or less. We go back to the riffs at the start. You'll know, because you'll be listening to the song. I don't have to spell it out for you too closely. Don't have to hold your hand. The next thing here is the guitar solo. And the guitar solo is really cool. Somewhat challenging. There's one little section that's quite quick, which I'll show you. But overall, not too bad. I'll rate it maybe like a 6 out of 10 for difficulty, maybe edging towards a 7 and an 8 in one little moment. Anyway, I'll just play it. Here we go. So the solo goes like this. Okay, something like that. That's pretty much bang on to what I've got transcribed. Very, very, very close, if not exactly as the original. I'd love to hear from the original guitarist. I'm always curious to know how close I've got. It's always nice to hear. I've had some really great feedback from Peter Sandorf, which is really nice, from Holocaust, Necromantics. Yeah, and some other guys. But anyway, I'm chatty tonight. Why am I chatty? It's because I'm doing a video at night. I usually do them during the day. So this solo, first thing we do is we bend up from the 15th fret. Just like that. 15th fret on the 3rd string. 1st fret on the 13th fret of the 2nd string, and we pick the 3rd string and 2nd string together. Just like that. We don't hit them together, we actually pick the 3rd. Then we pick the 2nd string on the 13th fret there. So this bar goes like that. And then we do this really cool little run here. And this is over an F minor chord, so it's played over the chords of the chorus. So we get... And then we get this really lovely little... I guess it's like a double stop chordal kind of idea. Just like that, okay. So we're going on the 13 there, we hold that down the whole time. Pinky goes on the 16th fret. Down, 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 and then change to your 3rd there on the 15 and go up. And come down. So my intonation is a little bit out on this guitar, I apologise. And then hit the 13 and 2nd again, come back to the 16, and you get this. Alright, try to hear that rhythm in your head. Will really, really help. And down, 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 up, down, 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 down. Okay, next thing we do, we come back to the 10th fret here. I believe I played that a little bit wrong when I just played the playthrough before. That goes, bend the 10, hit the 8 and the 8, bend the 10 again on the 3rd string, and then do 3 strums on the 8 and 8 on the 1st and 2nd string. Bend the 10 again, hit the 8 and 8 again. So that bar goes... Yeah, I should have played that. That's better. Okay. And then the next bar... This is bar 35 on the transcription. We come up to the 13th fret, and we do this rhythm. So we bend the 13, we're holding 11 and 11, and then hit the 1st and 2nd string, do it again, and finish on that bend. So we're going 13, I'll just play it really slow. Okay, and then the next one, we move up to the 15 and we pretty much repeat the same thing. We do 3 of these, so we go... And this is where it gets a little wild, okay? So we're doing the 15 and the 13s, very much the same as the bar before. But what we do this time is we play 16 on the 4th string and we pull off to the 15. Play the 13 on the 3rd string, hammer to the 14, and 3rd finger on the 15 of the 4th string. So it's like an F lick, F blues lick. Really, really clever, and it's just out of nowhere. It's really unexpected. Okay, quite challenging. So I'll play the whole solo for you very slowly in a sec. And then we get this bar, once we finish that, it's very similar to the lick we played before, but we finished that lick on the 1 of that bar. So 1 and 2 and 3. I said that wrong. It should have been finished on the 1 and 2 E and 3. Hang on. 2 Yeah, look, don't worry too much about the counting. Just get the phrasing in your head. I don't need to waste your time and boggle your mind with that. So I struggle to count it and play it at the same time. So that's that bar. Again, I'm going to play the whole thing really slow shortly, so I won't dwell on it too much. Then we come back to the 10th fret again on the 3rd. Exactly the same as that bar earlier from the 10th fret. And then we drop back 1, but you do 4 of the double stops. So we go 9, we bend the 9, 7 and 7, on the first and second string, and we hit that 3 times. So 4 times, sorry. And after that, we actually play the 10th fret on the second string and the 11th fret on the first, and we sort of wig out on that one. So and then we're back to the chorus. Okay, which I'll get into briefly. It's pretty much the same as before. So let me play that whole solo for you nice and slow and as accurately as I've transcribed it, rather than whatever I did earlier. Okay, very challenging to get straight to the chorus after that. But what happens from here, that's the end of the solo, okay? The chorus now goes... Then the end of the song. I don't want to... Yeah, I've still got to use my guitar after I finish just then. So it's not the end of a recording, so I won't push that Bigsby all the way down. He gets really hard on that Bigsby at the end of the song, and it is really damn cool. Check it out. Make sure you have a listen to that ending. So you'll notice it's the exact same... Well, you might have noticed it's exactly the same chords. F minor, A flat major, C minor, E flat major. Get that extra note in there as well. Make it sound huge. It's the end of the song. But this time we're strumming this particular rhythm. Down, 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 up, down. Okay, down, down. 2 times per bar. So 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and R. Okay. Really important. Practice it slow, build up the speed. And really relax and get that going from the wrist. Don't hold the pick too tight. It'll want to catch on the strings if you just hold that nice and loose. And of course, you don't have to hit every single string, every single strum. Okay, you sort of... You see all these guys when they're hammering away, Nick 13, whoever it is, they're not smashing every single string when they're doing that. They tend to just sort of hit what they can at that speed, if that makes sense. So don't feel like you got to go... You're going to stress out. Just relax, get the rhythm, and even if you have to focus on 1 or 2 strings or 2 or 3 strings for the faster bits, you'll get there. And then eventually you'll be able to relax more and open up, and you'll get the speed happening as your muscles adjust. Okay? Yeah, so that's the rhythm. Da 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 da. All right. I'll do it a little slower. And you'll notice when I change, there's a little bit of grey, okay? It doesn't have to be... You can't teleport from one chord to the next. There'll be a little bit of gristle in between. Whatever happens, okay? You might be able to get really close. But you're not expected to, okay? It's rock and roll, it's punk. You just get the timing and land that on. Play along with the track at medium speed, 3/4 speed, full speed, and just see what happens, okay? You don't have to be perfect, it's rock and roll, okay? That's pretty much the whole song. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'm gonna drop back here. I'm gonna talk to you like you're my son, like a little child. No, I'm not gonna do that. That'd be patronising. I hope you enjoyed that. That's a great song. Got some really great stuff coming up. Any questions, pop them in the comments. Of course, check out the Patreon. Consider supporting the channel. I'd love to be able to do this full time. You can see a lot of work goes into it. And yeah, I've been teaching for about 20 years and playing professionally for a very long time. So it all goes into it. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. I hope you really enjoyed it. Make sure you hit like, make sure you subscribe, leave some comments, all those kinds of things, and I will see you in the next video.